I want to talk today about a movie that I feel is a very, very good one. Let me first start off by saying that I love movies. I'm crazy about movies. And I will watch a movie even if they're not big name actors in the movie, so long as the movie is good, a decent plot. I'm not just tied to superstars having to be in the movie for me to see it. So I'm about to talk about a movie right now that I feel like is very underrated and well worth watching. The movie is called Just Another Girl on the I.R.T. This movie was made in 1992. And if you haven't seen this movie, I'm going to say that you missed a good one. So let me share a few details and why I feel like this movie is so important for the times. I first ran into this movie in the 90s. The movie follows her and her girlfriends as they navigate through life, the high school and such. Chantel is a likable character. There's nothing really bad about her and her friends. It's just basically giving us details in the life of what they're dealing with. And the title, Just Another Girl on the IRT, deals with the I.R.T. meaning the train system in New York. So basically, the movie is filmed in New York. The main character is Chantel, teenager, about 16, 17. We follow around on her and her friends' lives during school, after school, and so on. Chantel, truthfully, like a lot of other teenagers, but especially teenage girls, and it doesn't matter what the race is, they really feel like they know it all in their 15, 16, 17, even 19 years. They feel like they've seen it all. And what happens in that situation is when someone tries to educate them, school them, pull their coat, whatever you want to say, they feel like it can't be told to them because they already know. They felt like they've dealt with it before. It doesn't matter if it comes from a mom, a teacher, or any other adult. What we're dealing with is what most teenagers deal with, dealing with peer pressure, jealousies, we're dealing with pettiness, and we're even dealing with competition. But almost every teenager in life can give you that story. Now, in our situation dealing with Chantel, she is dealing with all of this in the 90s while living in the projects in New York. And she even works after school at a corner grocery store. Now, I'm trying my best to give you scenarios about this movie without giving you spoilers. This movie is so good, and there are a number of scenes that would be well worth watching, but I don't want to tip it and ruin it for you. Let me share with you that I also found that there were a lot of people, especially younger people, that watched this movie that got emotional and they admit that they cried watching this movie. One of the things that Chantel is doing in the movie, it'll kind of throw you a little bit, so I will let you know this. Chantel is narrating the movie, not just a voice narration. She's actually in scenes, turning around, facing the cameras, and talking to us as an audience. And in Hollywood, this is what's known as breaking the fourth wall and talking directly to the camera, stopping the scene that's going on in the episode, and eventually, after the narration completes, get back and turn back into the movies as if the camera wasn't there. So once you get past that part of it, it should not be a distraction because it doesn't take away from the film. Chantel is played by a wonderful actress by the name of Ariane A. Johnson, and she's very great in this role. She is so good to me that as you watch the movie, you tend to feel like you're not watching a movie. It's like you're watching a documentary. It feels that real. And we dealing with the types of girls that Chantel and her friends are. Well, they feel like the guys that are their age and go to school with them, they feel like that they're not eligible. They feel like they're either immature or they're not enough for them. These young ladies want either a college man or at least somebody that's out of high school. But most importantly, they feel like they've made it once they have a boyfriend that has his own car. They have a scene in the movie, I will share this with you, where one of the characters, her boyfriend, is telling her that he would meet her at the train and pick her up at the train. And after talking with her friends, this is not enough anymore. So she goes off of him, she downs him, and lets him know that he doesn't have a car and she don't know if she want to be with him anymore. So this is the type of scenarios we're dealing with when we're talking about these young ladies in the movie. So the way the movie plays out in the different scenarios, the key points of it to me when it comes to scenarios in these movies is the fact that not just young ladies, but any teenager, when we have options and choices in life and we choose the bad ones, we don't understand as teenagers that these mistakes that we make will follow us for the rest of our lives. You can ruin your chances. You can cut yourself off before you even get started. Now, as far as Chantel, we cheering for Chantel to go to college. We want Chantel to do well enough to get out of the projects. We wish that Chantel would continue to do those things to stay on the right path of life. But as we know, anybody in real life knows, all it takes is one big mistake and your life has changed forever. It takes your life into a whole different direction. This is what we're dealing with here. So now we're looking at other scenarios where these young ladies, not only Chantel, find out that the best teacher in life is life experience. And because these young ladies don't know, and they think that they know, not only are they opening themselves up for mistakes, but there are chances that you open yourself up to repeat those mistakes over and over. That's how deep this goes. One part about these young ladies, as an example, is the adage that says a hard head makes a soft butt. A lot of us grew up and we had to learn that as well. Sometimes that infers getting your butt whooped. Other times it's just life giving you some karma. So the one part that I will share, if you have not seen this movie, there is a scene where Chantel and her friends are in the park, sitting on a park bench, and they're having conversations. The conversations that they're having is about sex and birth control. Think about this as a parent, especially as a father. We are not privy to these conversations. We don't know what our daughters and nieces and granddaughters are talking about. This movie gives us insight to it. So when we get into that part of the conversation, this is worth the price of admission to see that scene, to see what their conversation is and how other young ladies are having these same conversations. Now, I hope I've intrigued you enough to go and watch this movie. Look for it, get into it. I highly recommend it. If you have seen this movie before, my question to you is this: is it something that you just bumped into while turning the channels on TV one day? Or are you one of those students that I was telling you about where they have showed it in school and they got to watch it in school because the school thought it was great for life lessons? And I can't argue with that. I really agree with that being done. I think a lot of teenagers, even today, even though the movie was made in the 90s, should watch this movie. And afterwards, have conversations with adults, be it counselors, teachers, parents. And if you watch it, come back on here and tell me that you watched it and tell me what you thought about it. I'm really interested to see if you're looking at it from the same point of view that I am. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. And I'm going to say to you, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.